Carrie and Tommy will launch in just a second to brighten your day. With CommBank Yellow, you get discounts and exclusive experiences. More recognition for you and benefits for your business too. Say hello to CommBank Yellow today.
It's the one and only
Carrie Bickmore.
And Tommy Little.
This
Is Carrie and Tommy.
Yeah, welcome to another big podcast. How are we today, guys?
Up and about, I am. Big weekend planned.
I'm just relieved that this weekend we don't have to run a marathon.
That is very true, because what do you got on?
Just kid stuff,
Yeah.
kid sport, sick kids, just, all of it.
Stuff.
Just stuff, just life.
Fun.
Lifing this weekend.
Thought you were going to ask me back, but no.
You said you've got a big weekend on the way.
Yeah.
What have you got? What are you doing?
Pottery class.
You're not.
Oh, with a wheel? Or?
Yeah, I am.
Oh,
Are you actually?
Yeah, I'm going tonight.
cool.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, thanks. Thought it was interesting. Was hoping for a question delving into my weekend's activities, but no.
You're not actually doing a pottery class.
Yeah, I am.
tonight.
And then tomorrow night I've got a show. I'm hitting Country Victoria. That is sold out. So good luck if you don't have tickets. Yeah.
Can you take some pottery to your show? Maybe
I think
give
I
it away?
get 2 pots.
Oh,
I think
nice.
fun.
Yeah.
Go to Tommy's show, get some pot. Carrie will be there.
Yeah, that's true. Working in the car park, trench coat on.
True.
Hey, we got a huge show coming up, but should we get started the right way?
drop it like it's hot. Big Moore's booty drop.
Bickers, I've taken it for you this week. As you know, amazing effort in South Africa last weekend doing the Big 5 marathon. Of course, the biggest thing to come out of the weekend was that you did not push out a number 2 for 5
Can we
days.
not still be I told you yesterday it's not what I want to be remembered for.
So we thought we
Why
would
don't we-
dedicate the booty drop
Yeah,
because
to the
it's
amount
a
of money
booty
we
drop.
raised. Like, all I do is win, or something like that.
You didn't win money.
No, our foundation
Yeah,
did. We
true.
got
You-
almost $1.2 million.
That is
You raised
amazing.
that money and you
raised
dropped
it.
something else.
Yes. And you needed to do something to get out after 5 days of agony. And so we thought we'd get a bit of salt and pepper. Push it.
Carrie and Tommy.
Around the country from 3 till 6 is Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little.
Guys, we got to get back to the clubs more.
Oh. How long's it been? Because I can't actually remember.
remember.
Because that's how we party. It could have been recent.
So I do dance a bit, but it's been a while since I've been to the clubs.
I was doing a gig up north in regional Queensland, beautiful part of the world, and I was having dinner at a restaurant after the show, and it was about 10:30 p.m. when we walked out, and I heard banging from the only club in town. You're going down. She's yelling timber, and everybody was spilling out onto the balcony. And I thought, that's a real song in time.
So do you know, actually, I do remember when I was last at a club and it was that song that was playing, which has taken me back. And it was in Bali like 18 months ago. And it
He's
was
in the
that
clubs in
song.
Bali.
And it was that. So I think that's the last time I've been clubbing. And everyone was just disgustingly sweaty. It was so hot and no one had clothes on. I did. But everyone had their tops off and they were grinding. Ugh, it was just too much sweat.
So
Too
we
much-
have to get back to this.
Too much. Put your bintang singlet back on, please. I didn't think I'd have to ask.
You've never heard. You've never sounded less working class ever. Put your hang on.
What is
your
it? A bintang?
Bintang singlet, singy.
Put it back.
Put your singy on and put your tits away, boys.
Yucky.
The reason I say it, because apparently a new study from the European Society of Lifestyle Medicine has revealed that people who go clubbing at least once a week live longer.
Is this to do with what?
Apparently, you've got stronger cardiovascular health. You've got reduced cortisol levels, which are your stress levels, and improved mood regulation. They reckon people who dance regularly had 21% better heart rate variability and lower stress markers, both signs of a longer, healthier life. They think it's the combination of the physical activity, the mood, the rhythmic music boosting your serotonin levels,
So is this just dancing?
social connection,
Because dancing.
a bit of bump and grind, you know.
So now we are meant to bump and grind. So I would have thought that's dancing, but dancing is very different to clubbing.
What are you doing at a club? I'm dancing.
Sorry. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
What do you mean? So
I just meant what's the difference between just dancing when you say that?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that just dancing?
that's what I was saying. I've been
Like, you
on
could
dance
just go-
for a lot, but I think it's something to do with the rhythmic music pumping and everyone, the social connecting people being in close. There must be something about it.
Because clubbing, often music's like so loud, there's not a lot of social connection.
No, but I think there might be the just the connection of physical touch.
The bit that you said was gross before.
No, sorry, sweaty in Bali is gross, but sweaty in a nightclub's okay.
But a Bali nightclub's
No,
not.
it's just
God,
because there was
women
a lot
are
of
so
tops off.
tricky.
It was just sweat, like body sweat versus sweat through a t-shirt.
She did describe it as bump and grind.
Yeah, bump and grind. But then she
Don't
said
think
she
that's
wanted
dancing.
But then she said she wanted to bump and grind.
Just not in Bali.
I like to bump and grind from waist down, like as in
Sorry?
like no,
On the
like
dance
as in.
floor.
How else are you bumping and grinding?
So when you're
Who's doing
with
it just chest
strangers
to
in a
chest?
nightclub, right? When you're with strangers in a nightclub, I'll use come over here, Sammy. I'll give you an example.
Eli, you're
No,
closer.
Eli doesn't like being on camera. Come over here because this will make the socials. So,
Why? This is the same producer that you asked. The exact word you said the other week was, "You should see my bedroom."
Under the bed specifically.
Under her bed, yes.
I'm just saying that I don't.
Sammy,
want,
how comfortable
I
you feeling?
don't. No, I don't want for a stranger to be like this. Top body.
This is
But I-
heaps, Carrie. Carrie's just rubbed her tits against.
Oh, now
No,
she's
I
going to
didn't.
back it up on him.
But when you're dancing and everyone's like, I won't do it, but everyone's like, yeah, like,
Oh, she's just backing it up.
that's fun, right? But too close up tops, too much in the face. Don't you agree, Zoe? A bit of bump and grind with the booty is better than like in your face.
Usually not in the workplace, but yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to do. It was just I was trying to demonstrate.
It has been a while, Carrie, hasn't it?
Maybe for you, not for me.
We're talking about dancing, right?
Carrie and Tommy.
Across Australia, for your drive home, the Sarbos, Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little.
Do you think there are universally hot names?
Yep.
Because we spoke
Chloe.
to someone the other day. Yeah, Chloe.
I've never met a Chloe that is not attractive.
And I think Becky.
Actually, I think all people
Becky's
are attractive.
cute. I think Becky's are always. This is not helpful for the chat.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
What did you say?
All
I think
people
all
are
people are
attractive.
attractive.
Just
I
trying to
don't
be
see.
inclusive.
I don't see outer beauty. I see it's what's inside that counts. You know. But anyway,
Okay.
go on with your shallow little talk topic.
Says the man who straight away went, yes, Chloe's.
I know they are. They are. What are some fuggers' names you've got?
No, hold on. Let's go through the hot ones first. I reckon Becky's a hot, Chloe's a hot, Gigi's a hot.
Wait, hold on. Are Becky's hot or are they cute?
They're fun,
I don't.
maybe.
I don't. I think,
don't reckon?
Sorry, if
Not
you're
Rebecca's.
listening, and
Sorry,
Becky,
Rebecca's. You're
I see.
awesome.
It's tricky, isn't it?
But it's the Becky's. The ones that go by Becky.
I don't want to say anything bad about anyone. So Rebecca's are, I think, more attractive than Becky's.
Do you think? Are they as fun?
Oh,
Because a lot of Rebecca's would go by Beck.
I'm quickly trying to work out who I know with
What
what,
are other
names
hot
and who I'm
names?
going to
I'm
offend.
trying to think of other hot names.
I don't know. This is loaded.
Indy, the Indies are hot. That's weird. It's my niece.
I think
Hot.
She's also a producer on this team. She's just not here
Indy,
today.
hot.
I think generally girls that have boy names.
Yep, like Billy.
Your Billy's, your
Oh,
names like
yeah.
Freddie's,
Charlie.
you know, that Charlie. I
Charlie,
think they're
yep.
Charlotte's. Charlie's and Charlotte's. Yeah, very attractive names. Gary, what about the other way? What names for men?
That's a good question. I think any that ends with like an E, like a softer, like a
Tommy.
Jesse.
Jesse.
that landed right in your lap,
Sammy.
didn't it? Yeah, like Jesse,
How did you
Sammy,
not think
Tommy.
Like
That's-
all the
Zoe.
blokes you work with.
Well, you're all attractive.
Jesse,
You're all
yeah,
hot
we got
guys.
Jesse.
Or Eli just sitting there.
To be fair, not
is a targeted
Jezzy is
attack.
hot, but Jezzy is Jez.
Oh, sorry, Jez, you're out.
Wow.
No, he's hot, but I'm saying he's not an E.
Out of the
end.
bed, Jez. Come
No.
on.
Is there what are the other hot names? Like
For guys.
Like I don't think things like universally you can have hot Matts or hot Adams or hot Lukes, right? But they're not universally all hot.
How do you feel about Dean? Bruce?
Yeah, see, Bruce is an interesting one. Bruce on a girl could be cute.
What?
Bruce.
Bruce is my dad's name, so there's heaps going here.
Also, Bruce on
Okay,
a
here's
girl.
well, like
No,
the way
no.
Billy is could be cute on maybe
No,
Bruce
Billy,
could be.
because the girl's called Billy.
Yeah, but it's got to start somewhere.
When? Where?
If you were Jesse,
It's like saying
if you
Graham
met-
for a girl.
If you met a hot
Hang on,
girl,
why- how come we're not-
called Bruce,
Nah.
and it was the same name as your dad,
Nah.
but hot, like real hot,
With a
what would you
mustache.
do?
No, I would say
Chippy.
See ya.
Would you just call her something different?
What would I call her?
I don't know.
B.
Like
B.
C, like Bruce.
Yeah, but then every
C.
time you introduce her,
Like Brucey.
Carrie.
Brucey.
I just can't.
What are you laughing at?
Have you?
Yeah.
We all care about your wife. Have you started to lose your mind? You said sincerely before that Bruce on a girl is a hot name. And then
No, I was asking,
when
could it be-
producer Annabelle suggested B, you just went C. You didn't
D?
reference.
Yes, please.
Carrie and Tommy.
Around Australia, if you drive home the Savo, it's Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little.
Because do you want to play a fun game of guess where you are?
In the world.
Yes.
Yep.
So, what would you say is the theme song of your life right now?
Africa Toto.
Oh, why is that?
Because I've just been running in Africa.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Wow, you are interesting. What's the weirdest food?
Sorry, I thought you had to guess where I was.
Yeah. What's the weirdest food combination you swear by?
I do really like avocado and Vegemite at the moment on toast.
When did you discover that?
A couple of months ago.
Really? Who showed you that?
I think my daughter started having it first.
Oh, so you've got kids?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
How cool. Okay.
What's happening here? I thought I had to guess where we were. We're in a club or something, aren't we? Isn't that what that is?
Doing what?
Just standing at a bar?
Which movie did you see way too young?
Overboard.
What's that?
It was with Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell, and she falls over the board, hits her head or something and loses her memory, and then they fall back in love or something. But
And
no,
how-
he's
just a work on the boat.
He's a work on the boat
Sorry.
and she falls in love with him.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Who's your friend? Sorry,
He's like, have you seen Veep? Have you seen Veep?
No.
He's like, what's his name? What's his name? Gary. Gary. He's my handbag,
brutal.
Gary.
Who's that guy?
Oh, so long as I'm not Gary, I'm happy.
You should see, for anybody out there that's got a wicked
Who are you
sense of
talking
humour,
to?
watch Veep. It's the funniest show I've ever seen in my entire life.
Okay, I'm just going to try and get us back on track.
Who are you?
What's your personality?
Who are you, by the way?
Don't you know?
No.
Then why are you here?
I don't know, because you're just a random man that started asking me questions.
What's your personality curveball?
My personality curveball that I can turn when you least expect it.
Like lesbian?
No, I mean turn on you, like hurry up and tell me what's going on. I would like out of this conversation.
I'm just going, we're on a first date and these are 27 great questions to ask.
Why did you say we got to guess where we are?
Because you were meant to guess what we're
I
doing.
thought I was
where
like
we are.
trying to guess whether we're in Japan or Africa or...
No.
You didn't outline it very well.
Well,
This day's not going well, is it?
you haven't asked me any questions.
Well, I didn't know I was meant to.
What
I
do you
wouldn't be
think?
asking you those questions, though.
What would you be asking
Are
me?
you single?
Yeah, I'm on a date with you.
Do you have kids?
No.
How long was your longest last relationship?
Sorry, you've just asked me a couple in a row. I would like to find out some things about you.
Avoids the question. Can't commit.
What day of the week do you think I am? That's number 13.
You're a Sunday. I'm guessing most people wake up with regret with you.
Great, and I've got another one of those coming for you next.
Carrie and Tommy. Carrie and Tommy.
Across Australia from 3 till 6, it's Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little.
And if you have just joined us, I played a fun game of Guess What You're Doing, and Carrie hated it because I
you
stumbled across a
said-
list.
Guess where we are, and I was guessing continents, and you wanted me to guess that we were on a first date.
No, you didn't guess anything. You just went, what are we doing? Why are we here? What's
Anyway, the
going
date
on?
didn't go so well.
It was 27 great questions to ask on a first date. In case you missed any of them, gems such as which 3 films would you combine to make the ultimate film? You're getting laid
Boring.
after questions like that. So I thought for this next one, Carrie, I'd just tell you where we are because you hated that bit
Okay.
of the game. Because I've stumbled across another thing because I realised you hired me for this job, but there was never an official interview. And I've stumbled across a list, 25 questions to ask at the end of an interview. So if you're being interviewed for a job and they say,
Oh.
do you have any questions? Here are 25 great
Oh, you're
ones
meant to ask the boss.
to ask the boss. Thank you for asking.
Are we at a call centre?
I don't know. I just said, get me some office atmos. even producer Des
You'd be
says,
so bad at a call
he
centre.
goes, what sound does an office make? I said, I don't know, mate. Anyway, Carrie, I'm so glad you've asked me if I do have any
Yes,
questions
sorry,
for you.
let me do this. Interview's gone really great. I'll
Thank
get back to you in
you.
the next sort of week or so. Do you
Yeah.
have any last questions for me?
Yes. What are the key challenges I would face in this role should I be hired?
You'll need to pick up my weekly dry cleaning.
What?
You'll also need to return quite personal emails from my better
Why
half.
are you making up a job?
And they can get quite intimate at times.
Carrie, this is just...
What do you mean making up a job? This is Sam's job.
Yeah, but I'm me.
Oh, sorry.
I haven't auditioned for Sam's job. You
Oh,
don't
so this is
audition.
so sorry. You're a radio host
You
in
don't
this. You're not
audition
my
for
PA.
jobs. What do you do? Apply.
Interview.
You apply.
You've never auditioned for a job or applied for a job, have you?
So what are the key challenges I would face in this role should I be hired?
Having to really learn to be the subordinate.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I'm quite happy with
Okay,
that.
yep.
As is the fact now that I'm sitting across from you and, I've waited till the end of the interview to ask my questions.
It's usually how an interview goes, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
How many times have you interviewed people for jobs?
Oh, particularly for this job,
Yeah.
you lots.
Who else?
You're probably
Who
the
else?
last on the list.
Who else was
You're
on?
not the front runner either.
Who else?
Pete Hellier,
Yep.
Husey,
Dr. Andrew Rochford.
Gary from accounts.
Sorry? Do you mean Larry?
Not Larry, the masseuse, Gary.
You've got a masseuse? Will I get a masseuse? Sorry, back to
Oh,
my questions.
no.
How is my performance measured and reviewed in my position?
Words per minute.
Is it? Yeah. Do you want more or less?
It depends what words you're speaking. Yes.
That's
During the time game, a lot less words would be.
fake. What about this? How does the company, your company, support professional development and career growth?
Oh, we don't want you to get bigger than you already are. We're not into career growth.
Okay.
We like you to stay just where you are.
Are you
We
happy?
definitely don't ask for pay rises.
None?
Nah.
Okay, this one's a really important question for me, which I've
CPI
wanted
at
to
best,
ask.
yeah.
What's that mean?
You'll get
Do you mean-
CPI at best.
Do you mean K?
Okay.
I mean key performance indicators?
No,
No, inflation.
inflation.
What's that?
That's what your pay rises.
What's that mean?
Oh, guys, he's not. Up
What's
for
the
job.
what's the CPI stand for?
Something
Consumer
inflation.
Well, don't fill in
Consumer
the gaps
price
for
inflation.
her.
or something.
He's getting the job.
Who are you?
I've got a
You
dry
look
cleaning,
good.
Gary.
Have you applied?
It's that Gary.
I've got one more question for you,
Oh,
and
God.
this is in the
As I
top
said,
25.
words per minute.
Yeah.
Too
Oh,
many
you
questions.
can just answer this one. This one's simple. What's the onboarding process for remote employees like?
Our days of Zoom are long gone.
Ah,
Yeah, sorry.
so no more hearing your Zoom song that you made from back in the day then?
No.
Carrie and Tommy.
Around Australia, if you drive home the Savo, it is Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little.
So when we were talking to different people, different famous Aussies about coming on the Big Five, I was always so overwhelmed and so, I guess, proud when they would straight away say, yes, I would love to
Yeah.
come. But there was one man who I just never in a million years thought would be able to come, and said to a good friend of ours who had invited him that he really wanted to be able to run each day and have a bit of a purpose, because life was throwing him the worst circumstances possible. And that was the beautiful Scott Selwood, who at that point had lost his brother Troy, and this was earlier in the year. And Scott began running for us, and boy, could he run.
I was
He
going to
ran
say, running
and ran
fast.
and ran like you've never seen, beating
Yeah.
all the times. We were all starting to think, oh my gosh, what is this man capable of? And then tragically, he lost his other brother, Adam, a few weeks ago, and understandably could no longer join us
Yeah.
on the Big Five. But that didn't stop Scott Selwood completing his own marathon at the same time as we were doing the Big Five marathon over in South Africa. He did his own marathon back in Melbourne, and he joins us now. Hey, Scott.
Good afternoon, guys. How you going?
Well, firstly, congratulations. We did that as a team of 20 or something, and it was so incredibly hard. Running that on your own, how was that?
It was cold. I think I may have got some feedback from all the cyclists that I was running the wrong way because they were very strong in their feedback. But we got through it. I had some support from my family, which was amazing. So mum and dad and come down to watch, and Mum and Dad don't miss much. And then my brother Joel, he rode in front of me and helped break the wind for a little bit, which was nice.
It's got a. We also should mention you raised a huge amount of money for Carrie's foundation to help others when you're going through a tough time. Yourself is incredible. Running a marathon is emotional for the best of people. Like even when things
I sobbed
are going,
at the end of
I was going to say,
mine, yeah.
I haven't got any major tragedies in my life and things are going pretty well. And I still found, when you get kind of to your 30K mark, that your mind goes to all these places. I can only imagine how emotional it must have been for you.
Yeah, you can find that. I mean, we speak to my brother's kids about stars in the sky, and you start the run early at Albert Park, and there's a couple of stars feel like they're shining brightly over you at 6 o'clock in the morning. So that can get you pretty quickly, and you try and reset and go again. But we were really passionate runners growing up. Dad ran a lot of marathons, and we sort of took after him a little bit. But at the same time, running for a cause is totally different. I mean, some of the messages and some of the people I've met along the way have just been incredibly inspiring. So it's for such an incredible cause.
There was obviously no pressure on you to do it, Scott, but you felt you wanted to. Why did you want to do it?
I think, there's always something you never want to let people down, and was incredible to stand up and jump in my place and off no training, and I think he's suffering the effects of that now. But at the same time, probably the stories that I'd heard along the way that were just incredible, whether it was, I was a little bit nervous going into it and inviting stories into my life at that time. But at the same time, I just found the total opposite, the fight and the strength and what people are going through for such an important piece of where we're going with this. And I just found it incredibly inspiring to know that these stories are out there and people are fighting every single day, and the hope of where we're heading, that was probably the bit.
I want to ask you how you're going, but the question just feels so ridiculous because I cannot even imagine it. What do you want people to know about how you and your family are going?
Oh, it's a good question because it's got so many layers to it at times. But yeah, we're going okay. I think we've sort of been fighting as a family, it feels like, for Troy's depression for quite a long time. So the 4th of Feb, it was quite a sad day, clearly. And then Adam's suffered from something similar for about 6 or 7 years. So, we're hanging in there. The rest of us currently aren't in that spot, and we haven't suffered from that. And, it's just the fact of the grief and the uniqueness of how both have come about, and probably where we've been in our lives, that we've connected with a lot of people for good or for bad, but we've been so lucky to have the support along the way. Whether it be from the AFL community or the wider community, we've been incredibly lucky as a family to have the support we've had. And there's a lot of gratitude in our family right now for what we've been through with the support we've had. And I just don't know how other people would get through something like that without that same support.
From the outside looking in, you have always seemed like an incredibly close family. How does a family like yours respond in a situation like this? You are all sort of spread around the country, which must make things even harder. Have you been able to all come together? How have you been dealing with it as a family?
We would like to consider ourselves that. We grew up very close. We try and divide and conquer as much as possible and find ways forward. And when Adam passed, Collingwood had a game where I'm coaching that day, and they've been incredible and let me jump on a flight straight away so I could be with my family over there, who's my sister-in-law and my nieces and nephews. And then and Joel looked after Mum and Dad back here and his family and supported them until it was time for them to come over a couple of days later. And we're finding ways through it, but there's lots of good technology now that a 7-year-old can have a watch and give me a call any time of the day. So I'm getting random calls. I'm getting a few prank calls too, so don't just think it's all sweet. But it's a beautiful thing to have in a way too.
I hope you feel the love. Everyone we speak to just has such glowing words to say about you and your beautiful family and the impact you've had on the whole football community. And so I hope you feel that love in return and know it's there. I wanted to talk to you about, you mentioned Isaac Smith, who stepped in place for you to come over to South Africa. And we are going to talk to him up next because it was an ambitious task for a man with no marathon training. What was it about him that made you pick him to fill your shoes?
I mean, being in Geelong, I think Geelong's a different football club, and when you come across some people in your lives that are going to say yes, when Sam opened up and gave me a call and just said who we think would be a right fit, and he mentioned his name, it was the absolutely perfect person to do it off no training. I know he'd say yes. Two, I thought he wouldn't worry about the lack of training, and three, I did think that he'd talk every lion's ear off as well. So he was going to keep all those ones away. So one of the best talkers. So I knew that you guys were going to be in great hands.
Yeah, he just walked in the studio because we're going to chat to him next. And he said, I've missed you all. And I thought, oh my God, it's been so quiet the last few days because we were together for 5 days and he can talk. I'm usually the one that doesn't stop talking. So it was nice to have someone fill the space.
It's just incredible. I mean, Iz and I played against each other for a long time, and then the community of Geelong and understanding the reach of connecting and looking after a mate, then it's kind of overwhelming to think that someone would do that. And but at the same time, it's sort of what's bred a little bit in the AFL community. So we have felt the love massively. We
will get Izzy to join us up next. Are you happy to stay with us?
Absolutely.
Great.
Carrie and Tommy. Carrie and Tommy.
Around Australia, for your drive home, it is Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little.
We have just been chatting to the beautiful Scott Selwood, who was meant to do the Big Five with us but couldn't due to the tragic loss of his brothers Troy and Adam. And we've just been chatting to him about how he's going, how his family is going, and what an incredible challenge it was for Isaac Smith, who took his place in the Big Five. Scott ran in Australia. He did the half marathon at the same time as we were doing it. Sorry, the full marathon. Sorry, I don't mean to downgrade that for you, Scott. While we were doing the full on the other side of the world, and Isaac Smith joins us now. Welcome.
Thank you. Very exciting to be here. It's only been 3 days and I've already missed everyone.
I've missed they were actually the most random but most wonderful crew I think I've ever been a part of. Weren't they amazing? That was awesome.
I said this to my wife, Candice, when I got home, and I said it was bizarre because I went in with zero expectations. It was Carrie, Tommy and Sammy and I at the airport, and literally from, I don't know, they'll probably say otherwise, but literally from the moment I got to the airport, I had the best fun until the moment I landed back, and it was like, and this sounds so silly, but I said, it's one of the most euphoric experiences I've had. I threw in kids aside so she wouldn't get upset. But I was like, it felt like winning an AFL Grand Final and the buzz you feel for like the next month or so. I reckon I'm still riding high. I'm trying to come down off it because it's just not healthy.
Actually interested to hear from Scott. How did you think, because Izzy didn't have any training going in, but of course an elite athlete, and as I said to him many times on the plane over there, one of the most decorated AFL players of all time. How did you think he was going to go in terms of getting through the event itself?
Yeah, I thought no worries. I knew he was the right person, but AFL players' egos are big, and I thought he would take off hard early, and sure enough, he said he was almost winning it at one stage.
He tried to keep up with Ned, who won the entire event and broke the course record.
Well, you may as well. Mind you, I got home and Candice goes, you need to come back a peg or two. It's healthy for you.
Scott, this is, he did go out strong and then he blew up. This is Isaac. What point would this be that you recorded into camera? The 30K mark maybe?
I think it was like 28 or 29K, and then I tried to do more. And
this was before you went grey, lay down, and they had the conversation about whether to stretch you off.
Just hit the 30K mark. And I've well and truly found that hurt locker. My legs are absolutely gone. I think I'm going to throw up.
I do remember a distinct conversation that we had on air beforehand, and you said, I want to find the hurt locker. You said, I want to dig myself in a hole and then I want to get out. Well, you found your hole.
Yeah.
Did you manage to dig yourself out?
Well, Scoot and I played sport for a long time, and you do some ridiculously stupid training camps. And I've been in some holes, and I thought if I can get in one of those, like it's actually the sense of accomplishment once you get out of it's pretty euphoric. And I thought I'd just end up in one of those, but the one I hit on Saturday, I've never felt anything like that. It was not you didn't lose consciousness, but it feels nearly to that level. You're not sure where you are for a point in time. You're a bit dizzy, you crook. I'm glad you cut the audio short. I'm not sure what I said after that, but I wasn't sure which end it was going to come up or go down. Or it was a really interesting spot to be in, and the respect and admiration I have for people that push their bodies to the limits has only grown from that experience. And I'm not thankful I was there, but it's a pretty cool place to be.
Well, it's interesting you say about not knowing, because when you crossed the finish line, you were completely out of it. And I came and walked with you over to sit down on the grass, and I was talking to you, and you were kind of making sense, but I don't think you would remember anything that you said during that time. But you said something that really struck with me, because they were trying to get you to come off the course, and you refused to let them take you off the course. You wanted to complete it. But this is what you said to me about how during that time you were so worried that you FaceTimed your wife, you FaceTimed back home to chat to them.
I think at the 21k mark I was second. And I had old ladies overtaking me going up the hill. Oh, that's as much of a wall as I've ever hit.
Everyone was worried about you because you were at an aid station looking like you might not complete it, and if did.
Yeah, they tried to put me in the back of the van. I told them to get.
Did you?
Yeah.
Were you worried about yourself?
Oh, I FaceTimed my wife.
Did you?
Asked for a bit of help.
And what did she say to you?
Toughen up. My wife's from a country farming background, so there's no excuses, no crutches there. But no, it was an amazing experience, and for everyone that completed it in our team, they all had their different reasons and different purposes, and I thought everyone just did an outstanding job. And Carrie, you did an amazing job with Sam, organising it. Everything I've been a part of with this has been just nothing short of amazing.
You wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for Scott
No.
not being able to be there. Is there something you want to say to Scott about what you've learnt from that experience that you wouldn't have had if it wasn't for the situation?
Well, Scott, I actually don't know where to start, but I didn't really even know what the foundation was doing and the journey that it was on until you started getting involved, and then sort of followed it a little bit. But I came in sort of eyes shut, quite naive about everything that was happening, and maybe that's because we had a bit going on in our life. But it has been, and this sounds silly, but a life-altering experience, and I did not expect that at 4 a.m. Thursday morning when I left my home. So I know things happen in life, and you're going through a pretty difficult time at the moment, but mate, I'll be forever grateful, and you know how much I love your family.
Oh, it's making me emotional. Oh, Scott. We're all there with you. I just feel like I want to reach through the screen and give you a massive hug.
He's, I mean, the AFL breed good people, I believe, but there's not many better than his. And, yeah, the right person just to get up and say, let's go, let's have a crack at this and understand. I knew he'd do the run fine, but I also knew he'd do the foundation proud and the cause, he'd do it in the right way. And that's probably the bit that's most important of all, and making sure that we can make sure people don't have to go through this. And we need to lose some toenails for that. And that's the least of our worries, to make sure that this isn't like it anymore in the future, and a lot of work's being done.
How are the toenails?
The left one's coming off.
Okay.
Yeah, so a bit sore, and yeah.
Scoot, did you lose any on your run?
Both my big toes went, so I could stick a hot paper clip through the top of the toenail.
How good.
To get to get the blood out, and it's still. I won't go too much further. That's enough to say.
How was it for your mum and dad watching you run?
I think it was nice to connect with them on that. Dad was a passionate runner growing up. So we used to sit there, Mum would sit there on the side and watch him and go to Melbourne marathons, and Dad did 10 of them. He was quite good at them. So it was nice that he finished them a little bit faster than what he's finished his.
I was gutless, mate. Now I look back on it, it's embarrassing.
It's not. You had 3 weeks' notice and you did 3 runs before embarking on it.
It was also, Scott, I've said this to you in private, but his was my favourite run of the day. Just the confidence, I say idiocy, but I say it with love, just to go out and run as fast as you can, knowing that you've got 42 Ks ahead of you, and to do like 29 of those Ks in almost record time, and then to take an hour and 10 minutes to do the next 800 metres is just, I respect it so much, and I'm sure there's a bit of it that you, that's why you love him as well.
I thought that's exactly what he would do. I knew he'd finish. I knew he'd get through. I knew he'd break a record in the first half, but I didn't know what the second half would look like. And, yeah, the pain of a marathon is real. And I did it on the flattest track and most perfect conditions, but this was different for his to be able to get through that. So,
but as we did say, there are some big 5 animals around Albert Park. I've seen them at about 3 a.m.
Well... He's honestly, I feel like we've made a friend for life in you. You're an absolute champion, and quite the same. We were talking about who we loved meeting on the way home in the plane, and you have just been such a ray of sunshine to come into my life, and I'm really looking forward to the years ahead of hanging out, not necessarily running training, just hanging out normally with your beautiful family. And Scott, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We're here for anything you need. We've just been carrying you with us this entire run. We've talked about you all the time. We've thought about you all the time. So please know that you were with us there.
And thank you for letting me get involved. And although it wasn't the full thing, I felt incredibly welcomed and for such an incredible cause. So I consider myself the grateful and lucky one to be a part of this group.
Well, when you're up for it, let's catch up and have a dinner together. And, yeah, we'll give you a big squeeze.
And a champagne.
Yeah. Thanks, Scott.
Thanks, guys.
Carrie and Tommy.
Around Australia, if you drive home, it's Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little.
What do you think the dumbest thing you've done drunk is?
I've done so many things. I put my phone in my beer, and then I assumed that the beer had expanded the battery when I was putting it back together, and so I smashed it in, and then I realised that I was just putting the battery in upside down, but I'd smashed my whole phone by trying to smash the expanded battery back in.
No, I mean more like on a mass scale, like antics.
Oh, I made a giant C&B like sculpture out of the snow that was like 6 meters long and 1.5 meters high under
when you were working
under
on
a
the
chair.
ski slopes.
Yes, under a chairlift. And so then when the lifts opened in the morning, everyone saw this giant sculpture of a C&B, and we only had one shovel, and that broke halfway through the night. We were up all night, and my hands ended up numb from digging snow.
What about you, Jesse?
Well, mine are mostly injury stuff, like running away from things and then trying to jump over a fence, and I broke my ankle.
Oof.
And, then trying to jump down a set of stairs because I thought, this is actually not that hard. Like you could land it.
A full flight.
Yeah.
And you hurt yourself.
Yeah.
What have you done?
Well, I want to tell you about a missing man in Turkey.
Hang on, what have you done?
Oh, me? I did fall down a pothole in LA, remember? And then my boss had to stitch me back up.
Stitch you?
Fall down.
Well, with those
This
little
has got some
butterfly
absolute
stitches.
mayo on
No,
it.
I fell in the
Stitch you.
pothole.
Stitch you?
Yeah, with the butterfly stitches.
You mean with Band-Aids?
No, little butterfly. They're called stitches. Butterfly stitches.
Mate, they're Band-Aids.
Hey, you wouldn't be here doing this show with me if it wasn't for that moment. That's when we planned how we were going to expand the show, in that moment. So take that.
Take that.
Butterfly stitches. No, the Band-Aids didn't have butterflies on them, guys. They're called butterfly stitches. Anyway, I want to tell you about a missing man in Turkey. He'd been out drinking with his friends.
What's he done?
And he wandered into a forest in the Bursa province, and there was a search going on. And he was like, I reckon I could join this search. That's a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
So he started searching with these people. We didn't know what they were looking for.
Yeah.
And then they heard his name being called. And they realised they were searching for him. He had joined his own search party. He'd been missing while out drinking and he hadn't come home, so his wife and friends had alerted authorities and sent out a search party. He stumbled across said search party and joined them until he heard Mutlu, Mutlu, and Mutlu was his name.
Mutlu.
Mr. Mutlu.
They were yelling Mr. Mutlu.
Carrie and Tommy.
What's Web Guy Eli saying to me? What are you whispering? You drawing me a cup of tea, a teapot? We've got coming up. We've got espresso on back to back today.
It would have taken longer to draw a teapot than to write the word espresso. Hang on, there's steam coming off it. Oh, tea.
Yeah.
No,
we're spilling the tea today?
No, it's an espresso
I
pot.
thought it was spilling the tea on Sabrina Carpenter because my back to back today, I wanted to talk to you about Sabrina Carpenter. So you've seen her new imagery, yeah?
No.
Yes, you have.
Her album
Her album art. Her on all fours with her hair being yanked.
I haven't. I mean, I've seen similar things. But I haven't seen this one.
Have you seen that?
Web Guy.
Louise.
Eli's just shown it to
That's a lot.
Yeah, the
isn't it?
internet's got lots of feelings about it at the moment.
I mean, as a feminist, she can do whatever she likes.
Okay, well, it's funny you say that because a lot of the women are the ones
Are the
unhappy.
women turning on themselves?
No, because they believe if she was holding the man like that,
No way,
like
Carrie.
he was the dog, it would say more. But they're saying they don't find it empowering and it's not evoking any kind of feminist vibe. But as a woman, she can do whatever she wants.
Yeah.
Right? This is her response to all of the critics. She said the sexual imagery, that pic, is only a small part of her artistic output. But what she finds funny is the people that complain about it, they're like, all she does is sing about sex and stuff. She said, but clearly that's what people have become obsessed with. So when they go to her shows, there's a bit where she performs her song Juno and she demonstrates a sexual position after singing the lyric, want to try out some freaky positions, right? She then goes on to sing about a whole lot of other stuff in her entire show, but that's always the moment that ends up in social media. And she's like, so hold on, you're shocked by that, but that's obviously the bit that you guys are obsessed with because you keep resharing it. And she said, I can't control if you come to my show and you hear all the ballads and you hear all the introspective numbers, but you only like the bit where I'm, doing the sexual position and that's what you post. Then that's on you, not me.
Doing the sexual position. Thank you, miss.
She said, I don't want to be pessimistic, but I truly feel like I've never lived in a time where women have been picked apart more and scrutinised in every capacity. I'm not just talking about me. I'm talking about every female artist that is making art right now.
I think she's right, Carrie. I heard, it's not Dr. Phil. That's not his name.
Oh, my God, if you're quoting Dr. Phil,
had
that's
an
so...
opinion on this
I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
No, what's his name, the doctor from Triple J? I heard him speaking the other day.
Dr. Carl. What's Dr. Carl?
Because they
That's even more surprising.
It's so weird.
They asked his opinion on Katy Perry going to space, and he goes, I think Katy Perry's only crime is being a female. He goes, no one's complaining about the male billionaires going to space.
Of course.
And once again, it takes a male perspective on a situation.
Anyway, let's spill the tea and get a bit of espresso on now.
Carrie and Tommy.
Your R&B Fridays, it's Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little.
Same, but backwards.
Ooh, he's chasing her down.
I think the champ's coming back.
Much like
A
the
lion.
cheetah and the game reserve.
The lion.
The lion.
the cheetah,
You're
yeah.
coming after me.
Yeah. It is 8-7 for the year.
But much like at the Big Five, when that lion is coming for me, I'm going to run faster than it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that your tactic? Because I'm going up a tree.
I don't reckon that a lot of the area, it's quite arid. I don't think there will be many trees.
I'm digging a hole in the ground.
I think I'm going to stand still like a tree.
They do rub themselves against trees, though.
That's okay. I'd rather be rubbed than eaten.
It's true.
Do you know what I mean?
Would you?
Or both.
It's a busy lion.
One leads to the other. Yeah. Song number one?
What, Jesse?
Nothing?
Sorry?
Nothing.
Hang on. I didn't understand it.
The tree gets eaten.
Oh, of course, because you whittle it down like
right.
a toothpick and then you chuck it in your gob.
Song number one?
Yes.
Tommy. Sexy back, JT. Which I'm not.
Why not?
I've tried.
I don't reckon you lost it.
That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me, Carrie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
When did you lose it?
Be specific.
27. And I only had it for a day.
Oh, at the age of 27.
Yeah,
I was like, we haven't had 27 yet.
I only had it for a day too. I found it at 27 for one day.
Yeah.
What
and what'd you do with that power?
I got a pair of jeans from an op shop that were quite a fancy brand, and so I thought I found sexy. And then I put them on. They were 2 sizes too small, and I wore them out that night, and I cut off all the circulation of my
Oh,
legs.
God.
Yeah.
And that was the end of sexy.
That was the end of sexy.
That was the end of any action.
I didn't sever my penis.
Did you get the zipper wrong?
No, I don't even think I could get. No, I could get to.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
So, but just another.
One zip to Tommy.
One zip.
Song
thank
number
you.
2.
Tommy.
Oh my gosh.
Apple bottom jeans. Flow Rudder. No.
Can you play it again?
Oh, Carrie, you said
I think you buzzed in, so
Yeah.
you have to answer.
Yeah.
It is Flow Rider Low.
Ooh.
Where are your apple bottom jeans?
Were your jeans
I still
apple
have
bottom
apple bottom jeans.
Do you?
Yeah, absolutely. They're not dissimilar to a flare, are they?
Oh, I thought it was a brand.
Oh,
Is
I
it
thought
not?
they went in like that and out. Oh,
Yeah.
no, it wouldn't be.
No, you'll be right.
No, it wouldn't
Yeah,
be.
would that be
'cause
bell bottom?
That would be bell bottom.
Because he only says boots with the fur. That's not a brand. Someone look up apple bottom
Apple bottom jeans.
That was a brand.
Oh, it was a brand. I don't
Was
have
there an
apple
apple on
bottom.
your bottom?
It was actually launched by Nelly in 2003.
On the pockets.
On the butt cheek.
Yeah.
Cheeky apple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remembering, what were those jeans
Granny
I
Smith.
had back in the day? What were they called?
True
Everyone
religion.
had
that
them.
why they're
True
called-
Religion. That's right. True Religion.
I never had
Yes.
True Religion. I had fake diesels from Thailand.
Oh.
Yep.
All right.
1-1. Song number 3.
Oh.
You give you a clue.
Yeah.
Tommy would like one of these at the moment.
Tommy.
Tommy.
It is Kendrick Lamar, A Glass of Water.
It's not.
Play it
I
again.
I'm a bit
Play it
parched.
again. Think who sings it? Is it Nokia by
3, 2, 1.
Don't check the tape on that one. Seems fair.
What was the acting that was involved for that one?
Oh no, that was just Eli was like, "Rawr," like just getting into it. Rawr. Yeah.
Why is that Drake?
Drake.
Oh, right.
It gets confusing when it's
I
not
thought
quite
you, I
it,
thought you
to be
literally
fair.
just said.
Yeah.
I thought you literally just said Drake.
No. He was doing a rake motion.
I heard Drake.
Nah. So you couldn't give it away that easily.
Sorry.
All right, it is 2-1 to Bickers. This is for, well, actually, you can still win because if it's a tie, Tommy
you.
takes the points. Song number 5. Tommy.
Senorita? No. I'm not. That's not
No,
my
you
answer.
said that.
3.
No.
Yes. No.
Just yell it out. Yell it out.
2.
It's Snoop.
He's already done it.
It's and JT. Oh, it is though.
You ran out of time.
You didn't buzz Carrie out while she waited for
Yes,
Eli
he
to go.
did. He
Drake.
said you've already buzzed in, and he didn't let me
Carrie,
have a
would
listen
you
again.
like to have
yes,
an
I
answer?
would.
I
I'd like to have a
remember
listen.
It's the one in Brazil.
Da, 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 da,
3,
da.
2.
It's JT. Nah.
It was Signs.
I'm not sure of what I see.
All right, we got one more to
Okay.
finish with. Here's song number 5.
Harry.
Bickers.
It is Beyonce.
2.
Da, 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 da.
Kelly Rowland work.
Oh, no. It's Destiny's
I
Child.
hadn't buzzed in yet.
Sexy boy. No, lose my breath.
Gary takes the win.
Follow Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little on socials at Carrie Tommy Show.
Bye.
Bye. Carrie and Tommy love a good deal, and CommBank Yellow has plenty. Cashbacks, discounts, and exclusive deals. Just for banking with CommBank. Say hello to CommBank Yellow today.